conversation, and lawyers for human rights are considering going back to courts after the Pretoria High Court dismissed a similar court application by the Society for the Protection of Our Constitution. Now, the NGOs say more provision of humanitarian relief for the illegal miners at Stilfontein mineshaft is needed, and we are now joined by one of the lawyers there, Yasmin Omar. Yasmin, thank you so much for talking to us and joining us this afternoon. Now, a blow to the NGO earlier this week when the Gauteng High Court dismissed your application that's compelling the government departments to ramp up those emergency disaster relief efforts of the illegal miners. The court's finding that efforts currently underway are sufficient. What's the next step, Yasmin, and where do you as the NGO find that there are gaps?
Thank you, Ntokozo, and thank you for having us. I think what is material is the developments that happened since we initiated that litigation more than 2 weeks ago now. And you will notice that since the litigation started, this story has evolved and has changed day by day. And we saw that also from the minister's address yesterday, which confirmed that even from the government's perspective, we see a concession that Operation Vala Mgodi was not well thought out. The minister conceded that errors were made. And we see that now he's given us announced to the nation there are 3 options that are going to be used, and the public participation, the community participation to draw out those miners underground is being reinstated. So I think that much has been achieved over those 2 weeks that have ensued since the litigation started. And what is also evident is now the minister saying that they've got rescues ready. They say we are ready to go. What is disappointing, however, is that if those rescues are ready to go, why the minister is not asking them to commence immediately? Why are we being told that they'll be told to commence their rescue operation on some unknown day in the week, when it must be conceded that this is an emergency situation?
And now let's talk a little bit about what is playing out in the courts as, it's playing out there in the shafts as well. Lawyers for Human Rights, another NGO that's also now considering going back to courts over the issue, seeing that there are issues, Yasmin, that are still sticking points for the society. Are you contemplating then the same?
Yes, we also received instructions to contemplate the same. And we say this because of the changed attitude of government as this matter has been unfolding. Now, you'll remember when we went to court, government's attitude is that we've already initiated rescue operations, and those rescue operations are sufficient, and the society shouldn't be complaining about how we carry out our rescue. So that was told 2 weeks ago when this matter was seized by court. And you would have thought, with that attitude adopted by the Minister of Police and the Minister of Mineral Resources in particular, that our rescue operation should have been well underway. That didn't happen. And that, as you can see, it's going week for week, and we're being told now it's going to be next week. And that is insufficient in view of it being a situation where people need to be pulled out and their lives are in danger. The other disconcerting message that came from the minister's address yesterday was the absence of reference to what they told the court they were doing. They said there's enough food and supplies being sent down to the people underground. And really, according to my instructions, there is insufficient food supplies being sent underground. And you must remember this against the backdrop of what has emerged from the people who are coming out from underground. Now, on the numbers that were given to us of people coming out from underground, we've been told it's approximately about 1,300 people who have resurfaced, and 100 of them approximately are children. So we're dealing with a situation where it's no longer a very simple policing exercise where we say all those people underground are simply illegal miners and we have to persecute them. That is really not the situation. As the people have come out, as some people have resurfaced, we see the story of how they got there being explained. And a lot of them are saying, look, we've gone underground, we've not knowing what we are going to face. We were picked up by people not knowing where we're going to. We had one person saying that he was standing on the roadside in Middelburg, and a vehicle came and collected him. He was waiting to do a peace job, not knowing what he was walking into. So the question will be then, even for the criminal court, as to whether these people really knew that they were engaging in anything illegal. So all of those developments happened, but what is most disconcerting is that government hasn't put into effect all the measures that they promised the court that they were putting in place at the time that we went to court.
Yeah, Yasmin, I mean, as you rightfully said, this really has complicated and moved beyond from a simple policing exercise, but with some reports suggesting that a lot of the miners still underground are by choice, balancing some of the stories that have emerged, suggesting elements of human trafficking and so on. When do we get then to a point of that balancing act between combating illegal mining, but also trying to save those lives and ensuring that they have their human rights, those that are still underground? Because it is difficult for the police to be able to suss out who are the victims in this case and who are the ones that are just driving criminal activity.
Yes, I think absolutely. I think when the minister said that Vala Mgodi there were errors in how this operation was planned. It really is so, and it's what we've been saying from the outset. It's what my client has told the court, that this operation is not a well thought out operation. Because clearly now we see from the reality of the situation that there's, as you indicated, more to the story. We've got a situation where we've got cross-border child trafficking, because we are told that those children who are there are coming from surrounding countries. So it's evident that government needs to sit down and rethink this operation. I mean, it is not wise to hold on to this operation saying, in the name of policing, we're just going to stick to our guns and we're going to carry out this operation as we planned it, when it is evident, even according to the Minister of Police, that there's more to this. And the minister mentioned, when the people planned this operation, they didn't take into account issues of poverty, issues of unemployment, which are issues that should have been addressed when the plan was originally thought out. So it is therefore.
Well, we seem to have lost Yasmin there, but of course Yasmin Omar is a lawyer with the Society for the Protection of Our Constitution, just unpacking some of the legal woes that are sort of playing out when it comes to this illegal mining issue in the Northwest.